What's up guys, welcome to Veldora-kun. From our previous episode, we have witnessed the end of Volume 8, which is the final briefing. If you haven't watched the previous episodes, I will put the link in the description below. Just a quick warning, these videos contain spoilers from the light novel. Also, don't forget to join my YouTube membership, Veldora's Loyal Knights, and our Discord community, Veldora-kun Subordinates. The links are in the description box. So now in this video we will review what happened next, which is Volume 8.5 consisting of 14 chapters side story. But before we will proceed, please like, subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. Now without further ado, let's proceed with the video. Chapter 1, Psychedy Gobta. Hi everyone, this is Gobta. Right now, I'm under Rimuru-sama's punishment. It's called a Psychedy hell, being tied up by wires and hung under the ceiling. There isn't any pain or suffering involved, and I am able to relax my body and stay in a relatively free state. The wires won't break regardless of how hard I struggle, and all I achieve by moving so much is causing myself nausea. So, I've come to realize that it's perhaps better to just stay still and be quiet. What breaks my heart the most was Rimuru-sama, and the others went to the night something club without me. My only hope is to summon one of the direwolf buddies to save me. But how is it possible for me to do that? Not even Captain Rigger can pull it off. Rimuru-sama is so mean though, I only overslept a little. Although I complain, there isn't really any pain or displeasure, aside from being bored out of my mind. At the end of the day, Rimuru-sama is still very kind and gentle. I suppose that's why everyone adores him. I guess I just have to endure for the night cause he will probably let me get down by tomorrow. Man, it's been 3 days and Rimuru-sama and the others haven't returned yet. This is getting bad. Right now, I am facing a real crisis. My stomach hurts cause now I'm keeping my pee in. If I get such an expensive looking carpet dirty, even Kajin-san would be mad. The same goes for Rimuru-sama, he will probably be furious at me for causing havoc in the room. My body started convulsing while I struggled to endure. If this continues, it is only a matter of time before great tragedy strikes. If there is no way out, then I should just give up and let it all out. No, wait a second. I heard voices akin to heaven's call. Rimuru-sama said, if you ever feel like giving up, just try summoning your buddy to save yourself. I'm definitely being tested. And knowing this, I must be able to summon one in an instant. I called out in my heart, buddy, please come. If you don't come quickly enough, something horrible is going to happen. Seems to be working. And so, I kept calling after my first attempt and was able to grasp the connection of consciousness by the third time. At long last, I was able to successfully summon the buddy before reaching my absolute limit and let it carry me to the toilet. But what happened next in the toilet when I emptied my bowels and lost my grip on reality will remain a secret. Luckily, all of this happened days before Rimuru-sama returned, giving me enough time to clean up any and all traces. The hardship behind my success, that was its story. Chapter 2, Night Butterfly. I came to the famous hostess club known as the Night Butterfly. As a token of appreciation, Kajin-san brought me here. Although I wasn't really interested, I couldn't say no given how persistent he was. It's true. I really had no interest. It was just that Kajin wouldn't back down. Alright, I'll admit it. I did have some interest. It had been a long time since I could drink with beautiful onisons, so I was pretty pumped to go to the club. Yet no matter how much I drank, I just couldn't get drunk. I tried my hardest to get drunk, but since I couldn't even taste the drink, this seemed like a futile effort. I was intent on letting the Night Butterfly live up to its name. I want to enjoy playing with the elven onisons who were renowned for their beauty. But there was another issue. Although I previously didn't have a problem with my slime body, I now had a massive complaint. I didn't have hands. It was rare to have so many elven onisons in one place, it would surely be a huge problem if I couldn't touch them. I was being held by a tender and slim arm while being crushed by ample bosoms. This feels so good. Did I die and go to heaven after all? I could shout with joy in this type of heavenly situation. But it was saddening that I couldn't do anything further due to my tragic lack of hands. It was times like this that I needed my unique skill Great Sage the most, and thus gave it the order. Great Sage said, answer. Insufficient data, creation of the designated organ has failed. What type of Great Sage is this? Completely useless in my hour of need. With a heavy heart, I regretfully came to terms with my inability to squeeze any. I wasn't the type of man to give up here. I could still enjoy the sweet fragrance of these elven onisons. Being surrounded by their bountiful bosoms and enjoying such heavenly fragrance. This truly was the greatest meaning in life for a man. I drew in deep breaths and reveled in the sweet aroma of their perfume. I was exceedingly satisfied with the scent of elven beauties and wanted to explore it further. Great Sage talked again, answer. The substance is composed of perfume, female hormone estrogen, oxytocin. Stop. No, that's not at all what I meant. I didn't want to know these details, doing so would diminish their pure beauty. I explained what I meant to Great Sage and she understood. One might say it is the art of only getting a brief glimpse of something. By subverting your intellectual curiosity, you can amplify the excitement. It's an adult thing that only professionals can grasp. Equipped with this deep knowledge, Great Sage did a fantastic job. Letting me sense things right up until that point, when it almost became unbearable. To be precise, I was able to interpret their emotions just by their smell alone. The effect not only affected smell, but also eyesight. Everything around me, that I normally couldn't see, was recreated as images in my head. Using magic perception to construct the image not only costs few magicules, but also expanded my field of view. Using this to my advantage, I could see where humans normally couldn't. This included peeking underneath skirts. As expected from the Great Sage, what a terrifying existence. And so, my endless pursuit within the Hostess Club continued, at least until the clueless intruder showed up. Chapter 3: Daily Life of a Certain Group of Adventurers. Cabal, Elin and Guido staggered down the road. Their faces looked utterly exhausted as they stopped in front of the building they were intimately familiar with. This was a cheap inn that also functioned as a pub. To the penniless three, this was their favorite spot. Elin yelled, "So, didn't I say not to do it at the time?" Then Guido agreed, "That's right, I totally said that I had a bad feeling about it." To which Cabal said, "Nothing we can do about it now." Well, we definitely didn't expect to encounter a mutated twin-headed python on a contract to eliminate serpents, and Elin said, but, we had already put in the effort to hunt 4 of them. Guido added, and there was only 1 more left. Cabal concluded in flat tone, "It's good enough that we were able to talk ourselves out of outright failing the contract." While eating, they were reminded of their unfortunate situation. While they may not have failed the contract, the payment was cut in half, and the cost for repairing their gear was sky high due to the corrosive saliva the twin-headed python spat on them during their escape. Cabal said, I want to have dwarven equipment, but even the cheapest ones cost several gold coins." And Elin chided, "That's way too luxurious, Cabal. I also want new mage robes, but we'll just have to put up with what we've got for now." Guido bemoaned, "We sure are poor. We should feel lucky that we were able to just survive this time." Cabal added, "That's true, because we escaped from the twin-headed python we were able to report it, and that led to a subjugation squad being dispatched. We should be happy that the residents there were not affected, right?" And Guido responded, Right. It's definitely not an issue that we already spent all our savings on repairing gear." All of them had fallen into despair, and Cabal was about to cheer them up when they heard the other table talking. The first drunkard said, "Hey, you heard about this?" And his companion asked, You mean that old villa in the mountains by Kiana village, eh? I heard there's a contract for 10 gold coins on it." The trio overheard this from the drunkards chatting next to them. The first drunkard said, "The payment seems to be 10 gold coins or so if anyone slays the monster." And the other person asked, Hold on, what a ridiculous price that is. But why is the bounty so high? It seems the guild ain't the ones hanging out the warrant. You get a fat bonus from the agency issuing the contract. If that's the case, who bloody knows how powerful that monster is? Surely, no one would actually take the deal, right? 10 gold coins is mighty enticing, but Kiana village is still quite far. Having to set out on the journey without even knowing the details of the contract, regardless of how you see it. You probably wouldn't take it, eh? That's right. It's much wiser to make money bit by bit. The men laughed as they went on to talk loudly. Cabal, Elon, and Guido looked at each other. Elon started, "You know, we've been quite free since the last contract." Then Guido confirmed, "Yeah, and I heard that mountain vegetables were in season at this time of year." Lastly, Cabal asked, "Isn't it nice to occasionally visit mountains to train your body and soul?" The three nodded at each other in agreement. After resting for one night at Kiana village, the party set out to visit the villa in the mountains. That was where the trio decided to take up the contract. And that's it for my video. Now, it's shoutout time. I want to thank my beloved loyal knights who renewed their subscription when I opened back the membership. For this video, I will only call first 10 members. Thank you Divine. Thank you so much Lord Aegis. Thank you Rudius Corneas. Thank you Shinra. Thank you Testarasa Legatus Brynholder. Thank you Travis Foas. Thank you Andy Arbeat. Thank you Akira Blackblood. Thank you Harold Diente. And lastly, thank you Azine Rot. I will shout out another 10 members for every succeeding videos. Now, I have a surprise to non-members. Just subscribe to this account and once it reaches 1,000 subscribers, I will pick 5 random subscribers to receive a shoutout for free. So what are you waiting for? Again, thank you so much everyone. See you on my next upload.